Congratulations on the win, guys. Joe Icona with GoBlackKnights.com. Casey, 2 plays, not back-to-back, but on the same series, if you could talk to us about them a little bit. First was the PI. I know you guys have to be careful about what you say about the officials, but didn't look to us like a PI. What did you see there?
I mean, it wasn't too much that I thought about. It's just a next play mentality. For me, it's like when something doesn't go your way, it's a don't flinch. Coach Monken preaches it all the time. It's on the plan. And just don't flinch, just play the next play.
Okay, and then the interception?
Interception, same way. You got to have a short-term memory because you got to play each play, one play at a time, and then just the cards fell in the right way. D-line applied pressure and fell into my hands.
And last question for Kody. 2 sacks today and the D-line all day. Really, the front 7, you guys were getting pressure on the Air Force quarterbacks across the board whenever they threw the ball. Was that intentional? Did you guys dial up some additional blitzes for the backers and everything? Or was the D-line just really dominating the O-line? Talk to that a little bit.
I would say, we just tried to follow the plan as close as we could. Just listen to all the coaching points we had through the week. The coach put us in the best possible spot to be in at that time, and we were just lucky enough to make a play against a talented up front O-line. So we just tried our hardest out there, and we just did what we worked all week to do, and we just went out there and competed.
Thanks. Ken?
Casey, just what was your thought going into the game? You're the number 8 defense. You held them to 3 points today. A lot of pressure from players like Kody. What was the strategy? How did you feel it worked out?
Just play together. We had a bye week, so we worked our tails off all those 2 weeks. We know it's an academy game, and it's the most important game on our schedule. There's 2 games that are the most important. And it was just the biggest thing is just play together, good communication, and that was all.
And Kody, maybe just how did you feel about getting the pressure on the quarterback for Air Force, Quentin Hayes? Were you expecting him to play today? They had a couple of alternatives.
I know, they were bouncing back between each different quarterback. We just tried to go out there and just, regardless of who was out there, just try to play our game, try to just do what we were coached to do all week. The look we were getting all week from the scout team. We just tried to follow that plan as closely as possible. And we somehow today were just lucky to execute it the way we did.
And certainly your colleagues, the linebackers, Jeff Porter, Chance Keefe, Kyle Lewis, Andy Thomas had a great day. But it's all because of your effort up front, the D-line.
It was just a collective group effort, all across the board. I think the scout team offense probably did more for this game than we possibly could have, so I just thank them 24/7. And I'm probably going to go thank them as soon as I get back to the locker room.
Seth?
Guys, the defense is really stepping up this year, game after game. You didn't have Bryson today on offense, so I guess you must have known that you guys had to play better, and you did. Talk about that, either one of you. Talk about just the maturing of this defensive unit.
It's great. I think we have a really close bond on the entire defensive unit. Not just starters, everybody through the entire depth chart. This team's really close. I think it's a chemistry thing. As long as we're all clicking on all cylinders, and we trust each other and do our 111th, that's all we pride ourselves on. So it's great dynamic.
So that's the leadership styles we have. Like, we're fortunate enough to have 3 captains on this side of the ball. So, that's a big, almost having them in every single position room. Mine having 2 of them. Just the leadership and the trust we have for the guys next to us, knowing that, okay, yeah, maybe we may or may not have had QB1, but at the end of the day, we still trust who's ever taking the snaps. And, it's just our job to go out there and try to do our best and match up with wherever we're throwing.
Thank you.
Kody, can you talk about getting the first leg of the CIC in your favor, and now it's time? You guys have a while, but now you got the #1 goal checked off in the CIC trophy.
It's definitely a surreal feeling. My first CIC game ever, first CIC win. But at the end of the day, we still have other games to play until then. So we're just going to shift our focus, quick, just 24-hour rule. After tomorrow, then we're focused on the next opponent, and we're going to see what we can do versus a very talented North Texas team.
Pretty easy for you guys to get up for a game like this against Air Force, but knowing that Bryson wasn't going to play, did you have a little extra in you on defense to know that maybe you guys can do a little bit more to help out this game?
Like Kody said, it doesn't matter who's in the game. We all trust each other. We all love each other. And that's the most important thing about playing at West Point. Go through so many hard times together that it's so easy to build trust, especially on this team.
This is the first game where you guys really have had to work hard in the fourth quarter, late in the game. You've been pushed there for full game standards. Could you talk about what you did to prepare for it and how you guys managed it? Because you certainly played well. You had your interceptions, you had drives that looked like they were going to be strong against you, and you stopped them. But it was uncommon for what's already happened this year.
Like I said, the look we get from the scout team is second to none. Like, those guys show up, they have the same exact class schedule as us, they have to go through the same exact trials of the academy just as us. And seeing them come in day in and day out, give the effort, energy, enthusiasm that they give, the look that they give, you could say they almost know their playbook more than they know our playbook in a sense. Like, those guys took these past 2 weeks extremely personal. They made it their number one goal to help this team get better and help us try to win. And, we were challenged in the fourth quarter, and, it ended up somehow paying off.
Biggest thing is preparation. Just like Kody said, the scout team prepares us, and so do the coaches. And it's one collective effort, no matter what your role is on the team. Like I said, I'm going to go down there, like Kody said, and thank the scout team guys because they give an awesome look all the time. And the coaches put us in the toughest situations possible during the week upcoming to the game. So just kudos to them, to the coaching staff, and especially the scout team.
Thanks.
And this is for either one. You talk about your defense with having 6 sacks today for the game.
We were just lucky enough to be in a spot that we were in when the play came, and the corners did a great job of coverage. Safeties like Casey Larkin back there covering it for us. Linebackers doing their reads and everything they need to do just allowed us to kind of go out there and be in the right spot at the right time.
And they also talk about the interceptions that you guys had and how key that was in certain moments of the game.
Yeah, so those interceptions don't happen with the whole defense doing their part. I mean, the quarterback was getting pressured all game, and he had to get the ball out quick, and that's kudos to the D-line, the linebackers, whoever's blitzing, and the cards just fell into the secondary's hands, and we got capitalized.
We have time for a couple on Zoom.
Kody, Ken McMillan from Times Square Record. You just said a few minutes ago about the 24-hour rule. I'm curious, how do these 24 hours feel?
This 24 hours feel great. Excuse me, like I mentioned earlier, my first CIC game, first CIC win. It's definitely an extremely surreal moment since being here at the academy. And these next 24 hours, I'm gonna smile as much as I can. But coming tomorrow for practice, we gotta have a new mindset. We have a new opponent, and we're just gonna go out there and just try to refocus, revamp, rebuild, and go from there.
Casey, how would you rate Army's defensive effort today?
Great, but I think it's important to move on, find the flaws that happened today. Of course, we weren't perfect. That's the most important thing. It's easy after a good win to see the highlights, but we want to focus on the flaws and get those kinks out.
Last thing for either one of you guys. I know you guys are on the defense, but did either of you chat with Dwayne Coleman going into this game? What did you say?
Play your game. We had complete and total trust in him. Like you said earlier, we trust whoever's out there playing behind the quarterback, playing center, whatever they're playing. We trust them completely. We trust everybody in the brotherhood, and just go out there and play your game, play your play, and just go out there and put on for the brotherhood.
Casey, in the same light, I know Bryson isn't here today to talk, but did you guys talk to him about, hey, stay in there, you'll be back?
Yes, definitely. Talked to him last night in the hotel. Just said keep your head up, and I know he's going to be back. He's one of the hardest workers in that locker room, and he's an awesome leader. So I can't wait to get him back. But also kudos to Dwayne Coleman coming in and not flinching. Did his thing, and I know he was gonna because his confidence is through the roof. That's every guy on this team. So it was just a great effort, and looking forward for Bryson's rehab and just getting on to the next week.
Thank you, gentlemen.